Respected professors, my name is Revantlal Murarkar. My student ID is U1936191. The topic for my dissertation is the impact of branding and pricing on consumer behavior in FMCG industry. The reason behind me selecting this topic is I have worked around 7 years in the field of marketing and around 3 years in the field of FMCG industry. The I started my career as a telecollers marketing executive, where my role is to market few online software courses to the students. We call them and we give them the information to the students, and we try to get them into the academy of whatever we are working for. And the last role is I left was business development manager for Softech Information Technology in Qatar, Doha, Qatar, as a where I was working for a FMCG industry. We were dealing with some few stores like Tesco and Sainsbury. There is a store called Almira, Lulu. Those are the stores I was dealing with. And marketing is the only art I have been working with, like it has been with me from past 7 8 years. And I have and branding and pricing are one of the topics which I really want to study on and work on it. Coming to my topic, FMCG is the largest sector in the global industry. Fast-moving consumer goods companies deliver products to the customers at a high rate of turnover and with a high level of innovation. The market is exceptionally competitive, and each company seeks to innovate, excite, and encourage people to buy their product. FMCG companies are identified by their ability to give the consumers the products that are highly in demanded, while also developing a relationship with them that involves trust and loyalty. Household products, counter medicines, food items, daily personal needs, personal care goods, and most of the daily needs, like whatever like we regularly we use daily routine items we found in this industry, we come across in this industry. According to me, branding and pricing are one of the major concepts of the marketing. Branding, I can define branding as like goods should be branded and marketed, keeping in mind various cultures, age groups, genders, etc. It needs to be executed well for the consumers to enhance their involvement in the goods demanded by them and delivered to them. Whereas pricing is a very critical aspect. Pricing is not that easy. Just we can just get a product and we can price it and we can sell it. It is not that easy. Pricing can be taken for granted very easily, but pricing can attract, retain, drive away, or dissatisfy a customer. Like a one penny can attract the customer, or a one penny of change can give an alternative option to your customer. My research, according coming to the methodology, data sources are basically of two types: primary data and secondary data. Primary data is the data which the researcher himself collects uh, through his questionnaires, interviews, surveys by himself. He himself involves in this task to collect the data. That's the primary data. Whereas secondary data is the data The researcher uses someone else research the data in his part, in his research. Like we can use it from the websites, newspapers, internet concepts, journals, magazines. All these data they are collecting and using in their research is secondary data. And coming to my research, it's a primary data research where I have used the questionnaire method to collect some data. I have selected randomly a group of 100 people to study their psychological behavior of branding and pricing concepts, in which almost 59% of the candidates were female candidates and 41 were male candidates. Most of them were at around the age of 26 to 30. Uh, After analyzing this data, what I have collected, it has given me a point that the consumers want to purchase first-hand goods, first-hand branded goods, and more than at least like less interested in purchasing counterfeit goods. Purchasing power and decision of the consumers is based on the pricing of goods and services, as affordability of the consumers plays a major role. That means like the consumers affordability is how much they can afford for a product, that as a businessman, as a marketer, researcher, we have to study that and we have to give the product the price, that amount of price. Whereas in conclusion, I can say that branding and pricing are seems to be very um, delicate and minor things in marketing, but plays a major role to get or grab a market for your product or service. Branding should be done in such a way that each and every customer should we should make them use of our product. And pricing has to be competitive, keeping our competitors in mind. We should give them a better quality of product in a reasonable and affordable price to the customers. FMCG industry is such a industry, such an industry which plays such an important role that we have come across recent during the time of pandemic. The whole business world was collapsed. All the IT sectors and every each and every single individual industry was collapsed. Only industry was working was the FMCG industry. That is how the importance of FMCG industry stands in the global market. And in recommendations, I can suggest that as an investor, as a businessman, we have to concentrate more on the branding to launch a new product to make the customer use of it, and pricing also. Mm, that's it. And I can also give you the examples of few FMCG companies like Unilever, Nestle, and Pepsi. These are the few famous FMCG companies which are existing in the market today. Thank you.